gun-toting Dana Bash. He might not be the testosterone-laden gun-toting type who wants to listen to Hulk Hogan. It's okay to be a man comfortable in his own skin who supports a woman. Now, in my view, this distinction between the kind of Hulk Hogan archetype of masculinity and the kind of soft masculinity that supposedly Doug Emhoff and Tim Walz represent, this is a bogus distinction, because the truth of it is neither captures the true meaning of masculinity. Masculinity is not restricted to getting into the MMA ring. It's not restricted to showing your chest or speaking in a raspy voice, but neither is it represented by the opposite of those qualities, not at all. Masculinity is actually something, and manhood, that is in some ways different than womanhood. And I say this, one of my favorite Western movies is High Noon. And in High Noon, the protagonist, I think it's Gary Cooper, plays a sheriff, and he has arrested this bad guy, but the bad guy is now out of prison and is coming to town at noon, high noon, to terrorize the town to get his revenge. And the townspeople are terrified, and but they have no response to this threat. And it's going to be Gary Cooper's job, even though he's retired, even though he just got married, and he got married to a pacifist who doesn't like to fight, doesn't like violence. And everyone in the town is telling Gary Cooper, you take off, you go on, we're going to be okay. But Gary Cooper has got to realize they're actually not going to be okay. And oddly enough, there are many people in the town who are more opposed to Gary Cooper, the sheriff, for all kinds of reasons. The deputy wants his job, so he wants the old sheriff to leave so he can take over. None of them are real men. This is the point of the story. And the real man, Gary Cooper, is not portrayed as Hulk Hogan, is actually not even portrayed as, John Wayne or even Clint Eastwood from some of the spaghetti westerns. Not at all. The Gary Cooper figure throughout the film is a little bit moody. He's a little bit detached. He's not a man's man. In fact, most of the men in the town are not supportive of him. He is a man in this sense that he sees a crisis. He recognizes there's something that needs to be done. He recognizes that no one else is going to do it.